go ahead and film this intro right now just in case I forget to do it later, though I think usually in vlogs people like make themselves look all nice before they actually record their intros. Anyways, so this is impromptu. I look probably exhausted. I feel exhausted. I'm in like half workout clothes, half pajamas on the bottom where you can't see it. Just got out of Zoom class. And basically, I was sitting in class and I decided I'm going to participate in 2 readathons in the next, well, 5 weeks technically. So the first readathon, and what this video is going to be about, is the DotheThingAthon. So I've seen my friend Julie posting about this on Twitter, and she put up her TBR video yesterday. I will leave links to the official Twitter down below if you're interested in it. It's just a readathon that runs from the 25th until the 30th, so I think that's Sunday, because it's like 1 week, right? And I have been telling myself all week, no, I don't have time to participate in any readathons, because I really don't. But at the same time, this is the Do the Thing-a-thon. So I finally watched the announcement video, and the whole point is that it's you work on the thing that you need to get done for your reading goals. And so I'm not gonna make a TBR, but I am gonna go ahead and vlog it. I don't vlog very often, so this is because I feel like my life is too boring, and maybe this will be too boring, but at the same time, it's something I want to do more of, you know? So I'm just gonna try it, and if it's bad, it's bad. Okay. You know, like I only do like 1 vlog a year, and I'm always disappointed with the results, but we're gonna forge ahead. And I'm looking at this notebook, like this has anything useful in it. It doesn't. This is my class notebook with class notes. So let's pull out the booktube planning notebook. So basically what I have done is I've written down some things that I need to get done, and this is going to be both reading and writing, because I haven't done a whole lot of reading this month. I've been in a little bit of a reading slump because of the 2 things I had to, like 2 books I had to read for class in the second half of this month. Or well, actually it was like the middle of this month. Really just kind of put me in a reading slump. So I'm going to use this readathon to get through some books that I am like in the middle of, or I am currently reading, and that I have been really slow at progressing through. And I'm also going to use it to work on a personal project and to work on school projects. So basically I have this week and next week left of my school quarter. My final capstone project for my last class is due next Saturday, and it's a creative writing project. So I'm working on 2 short stories. Both of them are partially written. I've got about 9,500 words. I'm aiming for somewhere between 12,000 to 14,000 words. So I have about 4,500 more words to write. And basically I just want to finish the drafts of those 2 short stories. So that's my main goal writing wise this week. About 4,000 plus words, but ultimately the main priority is to just finish those 2 drafts. I'm really close on one of the short stories. I'm only like halfway through the other short story. So yeah, but I need to work on it. I need to work on it a little bit every single day. Like even if I just write 500 words per day, that'll be a lot of progress, right? So then the other kind of like project I want to work on is I am in the middle of a reread of A Sanguine Solution, which is my own book, because I want to work on writing Profane 3 this summer, and I also want to write a short story set in the Profane universe. But I have been doing a reread of Vapor Trail, Remainders, and A Sanguine Solution. So basically the last 2 novels plus the novella that goes in between those, so that I can continue the story, because I haven't worked on it in a while, and I do have 27,000 words of Profane 3 already written, but I think I'm going to scrap almost all of that and start over from scratch during Camp NaNoWriMo in July. So anyways, I need to finish up that prep. I was working on it really heavily in February and March. Really heavily in March, but I had to kind of take a break from that to do classwork. So I don't have a ton of Sanguine left, maybe like 70 to 80 pages left. So I want to reread, I want to finish reading that, and I want to finish taking my notes. Like I've got several just pages and pages of notes in the back of this school notebook, where I've been just reminding myself of plot points and plot threads and things I want to touch on. And anyways, so I got to do that. So that's a reading / writing thing I got to get done. And then I have 2 books I want to work on reading other than that. And these are like personal, just reads because I want to kick this reading slump. So the first one is Mossflower by Brian Jakes. This is one of my books off of my 15 books to read in 2021. So do the Thingathon. One of the things is to like evaluate the challenges you set yourself for this year and work on those challenges. So this is 2 challenges. This is off of my 15 things to read in 2021. This is also a unofficial challenge where I want to go back and reread the Redwall books. So I'm starting here, and then it's also just part of my I want to read more things off my own shelf and get that at a better like even balance with things I borrow from the library, and this is a book I own. So 3 challenges. I'm only on page 51 of this, but I would really like to finish this before the end of the month, which isn't hard. It just means I need to read like 30 to 50 pages a day of this, and I think I'll have it done. But if I could finish it this week, that would be amazing. The other thing I need to finish, and I don't think this will be difficult, is I'm currently listening to, not that you can see this because it's my teeny tiny little phone, I'm currently listening to The High King's Tomb by Kristen Britton on audio, and I only have 2.5 parts of this, so that's probably about 3 hours of this audiobook. It's a long ass audiobook, but I'm gonna make sure I finish listening to this. But again, I think that this is like the most likely of everything I've talked about to get done, because I've been trying to take more walks. I would like to take a walk every day. It doesn't always happen, but I've been trying to take more walks, and I always listen to this on my walks, and I listen to a little bit of it at night. And 3 hours is not much. Like, I could do that in 3 days probably. But anyways, want to finish listening to this week. So if I do, and this also counts for my challenge to read longer books, because this is 680 pages, and I got to get this read before the end of the month because I want to read the next book next month for the Clear Your Shit readathon. So those are all the things I want to do, and this is going to be my vlog of me hopefully doing them. You're probably just going to see me sitting at this computer a lot, but it is what it is. Maybe I'll try to take you along for a walk or something. If I was really gonna like jump all gung-ho into this and like go do a thing, I would start reading or writing or something, but I'm honestly kind of tired because I've had class for 3 hours, so I think I'm gonna chill out and play a video game.
Justice reigns from above! Oh. This is not the end. Victory!
Made a little bit of lunch because I'm gonna eat lunch, and then I'm going to maybe do some work or get some reading done, and then I need to work out. This isn't exactly Instagrammable, like, I'll fully admit. I just have, like, you can kind of see the edge of my little ciabatta roll, and then I grilled up some tomatoes and eggs, and these are Pirate Booty veggie sticks, which are not as good as original Pirate Booty, sadly. Especially the kale ones. Kale ones are weird. So yeah, I'm gonna eat this food and then hopefully get something done. So I don't know if this is really common or if anyone else experiences this, but I find that I've been sitting here for about an hour. Oh no, I've been sitting here for like an hour and a half. Well, I ate an hour and 45 minutes ago, so yeah, hour and a half. Trying to compel myself to write because I want to write before I work out, and I want to go work out. Like right now, I want to go work out, but I haven't written yet, so I can't let myself work out yet because I got to get the writing done. Because if I wait until after I work out, I'm usually just like, I'm tired and I'm like, I just want to like relax and go for a walk or watch YouTube or whatever, right? I'm just tired. I don't want to do work, so I always try to do it before I work out. So I'm dealing with some anxiety regarding writing. I've been having it for a couple of years. That's why I haven't really published anything or written a whole lot in the last 2 years. And I've been working on the last 2 quarters in school, and it's been getting better. Like, don't get me wrong, it's been getting a lot better. But I find like the hardest part is getting started, right? Like the biggest hurdle is to just stop doing all the other things that I'm doing to waste time or to entertain myself or distract myself or whatever, and to just start the actual writing. So one of the ways I've been doing that is not letting myself work out until after I've written. That way I can't perpetually procrastinate. Like, I have to get it done so that I can go do the thing that I want to do. And yes, I realize I probably sound vaguely psychotic that I'm saying working out is the thing that I want to do, but it is like fun. Like, I've discovered ways to work out that I find very, very fun. And so it's like one of the highlights of my day. And then the other thing I really embraced last quarter in class, because my project was to write every day, or write for 66 days of the quarter, was to just say, okay, all you have to do is write for 5 minutes and then you can stop. Because like some days, yeah, I just write for 5 minutes, I stop, and that's all I can get done. Other days though, I'm like really into whatever I'm writing and I keep going. And so like just that setting such a low barrier to entry has been very helpful at like encouraging me to write. So like in February, for instance, I wrote 20,000 words, which I have not done in like 18 months prior to that. So far this month I've written just shy of 5,000 words. Hasn't been going super great because I've been so stressed out about school. But we're going to go ahead and set a 10-minute timer. I'm going to write for 10 minutes. I'm trying to like kind of push myself to do 10 minutes instead of 5 minutes. Like, that's my new kind of low barrier to entry. That way I kind of usually write about 300-ish words plus or minus, and we'll see how we do. My battery is blinking because the battery in this camera is now 5 or 6 years old. It's the same battery I've had since not the beginning of my booktube channel, but pretty nearly the beginning of my booktube channel, and it's hot garbage. It can't hold a charge. I was going to try to record some of the typing and do like a little time-lapse thing, but we'll see if it dies. I don't know. Also, I don't really know what angle to put this at. And I think this situation kind of highlights one of the reasons I don't vlog is because I just sit at my desk. I sit at my desk like 75% of the day, and it's not the most interesting thing. And I don't really, I live with people so I can't vlog outside of this room very easily. And the wall is right here. I'm touching the wall right behind the camera. So I can't push the camera back. And this is another wall because I'm like shoved into this corner in this teeny tiny little micro desk. 10 minutes working on finishing short story, technically number 2 for my capstone project. See how it goes. Okay, we wrote for 10 minutes. It was really slow. I kept stopping starting because I'm right at the end of this I'm right at the end of the short story, and I don't really know how to end it. So I only wrote 310 words. That's actually not bad. I did say 300 for 10 minutes. And of course, my camera battery died while I was doing that. Like, I knew it would. And I just messed up my hair. So anyways, I did write. I wrote for about 27 minutes. Yes, I time all of my writing sessions. And I would show you that I wrote. Maybe if we turn the white balance down. There is my Scrivener document. And there's my word count for today. Not quite 775. I might try to do a little bit more. However, the main important thing is that here. Open this light. Okay. The main important thing is that I did write a rough ending to the short story, which is what I wanted to get done. So I wrote 600 words. Not too bad. This puts me at almost 5,600 words for the month. Again, not too shabby for kind of a slumpy month. And I'm going to go work out. My hair is a mess. I cut my hair myself. It looks terrible, I'm aware. But yeah, so I'm going to go work out. So I'll show you my my little home gym. How about? So you can see my setup. Because I'm kind of proud of my home gym, to be perfectly honest. I've been working on it since September-ish. It's also like an office, so, but not my office. So I do have to contend with like storage and office stuff, but this is not mine. This is some like professional grade vlogging, I know. Anyway, so I got my weight set there from 10 to 3-pound weights all the way up to 40-pound weights. Obviously big jumps just because weights are expensive, so I kind of have like my upper body, back and chest, glute weights. And then I also have a couple of these resistance bands. I've only used this one so far, but I do have the next size up, which you can't see. And then my my folding exercise bike, which I actually bought about 2 years ago when I got my job at Half Price Books, which I only use in the winter. Since the weather's been nice, I've stopped using it because I've been walking outside. Though, if it gets really, really hot again, I'll probably use it some more. I rode it a lot last like August, September when the weather was like too hot to be fun or comfortable. I do like it in the winter when I can't like get outside because of the daylight situation. I should probably fold it up, but you never know when you might like, want to ride the old bike. It's not the best, but it does fold up so it doesn't take up a ton of space. But you can't stand up at the pedals because of how it's positioned. Not the greatest positioning. And then my latest addition were these sliders, which seem innocuous. Like you use them for hamstring curls and ab exercises mostly. They seem really innocuous until you actually use them and realize they're fucking killer and your abs are on fire or your hamstrings are cramping because they're so used. They're being so abused. Anyways, I got my workout queued up. I do Sydney Cummings, the lady herself. I've been doing her program. She posts a video every single day. Sunday's a rest day, so she does a stretch. But I have been doing her program since, like, steadily every single day since January 1st. That was with her Ignite program. Sydney Cummings is very, like, strength focused, and obviously, like, you've seen the weights, right? Like, I really like strength. So, yeah, I've been really enjoying her workouts ever since. Anyways, and yes, I am wearing one of my old work shirts, which is not cute or flattering. This is like not the place for like cute or flattering fitness. This counts as getting stuff done, right? This counts as doing the thing, right? Sure. Basically this month we're working on stabilization. So we're doing a lot of work where we're standing on one leg and while doing upper body lifting so that we have to stabilize and work on balance and core strength. And that's why I'm wobbling around all over the place, because my balance is not great, but I'm really trying to improve it. So here I am doing bicep curls, tricep kickbacks, while standing on one foot a lot of the time. Feel free to laugh at me. So it is now 9:30 at night. I honestly didn't realize how late it was. Like, I don't know where my afternoon went. But anyways, worked out, went for a walk, ate dinner, futzed around on YouTube, I guess. And then I did read. I finally read for the DotheThingAthon challenge. So one of the two of the suggested general challenges were to read for an hour every day and to read 50 pages every day. And I don't think I'm going to hit both of those every single day, or even like really aggressively push myself to do that. But I am going to try to like do some structured reading every day so that I can work on reading Mossflower, because I did say at the beginning of this video, I am in a little bit of a reading slump. And for me, a lot of times that manifests as I just don't sit down to read. So I need to set aside a clear-cut, distinct start and end point reading time where that's all I do and I read. It's kind of like the writing thing where I set myself a timed write or whatever. I do a timed read. So I went ahead and did that. I read for half an hour, and I read 25 pages, I think. Yeah, I read 25 pages. So if I had the time, I could read for another half hour and I would hit both of those challenges, the 1 hour plus 50 pages. However, it's 9:30 and that's usually when I hang out with my partner and do other stuff. So I probably won't get anything else read today. However, I also listened to 25-ish minutes of my audiobook, and I am going to read/listen to more of that tonight before I go to bed, just because I've gotten into a habit of listening to my audiobook for anywhere between like 10 to 60 minutes before I fall asleep. It really, really helps when I have insomnia, instead of like getting back up because I can't sleep and going and like doing something on the computer. I just lay in the dark, listen to my audiobook. Luckily, I don't have insomnia, so I mean, I won't be listening to like an hour of it, but I definitely will listen probably like 20-30 minutes, because I am at the end. Like I said, I only have, I think, like 2.5, I have less than 3 hours left of this audiobook, and so it's like really, it's finally gotten really, really good and picked up. I am currently on page 76 of Mossflower, which is close. It's about 20% of this book, I would say. But I am going to need to prioritize reading this earlier in the day tomorrow, which should be easier to do because I don't have class in the morning. So I think that is what I'm going to challenge myself to do. I will try to do maybe like a 20 or 30 minute sit down read before lunch tomorrow, before I write. But anyways, that's all I have to say for right now. I'll check in with you after I've done another thing. Okay, good morning. It is day 2 of Do the Thingathon, and so it's Tuesday. I literally just woke up. I probably have disgusting crusty still in my eyes. I slept like trash. It was a bad night. Woke up a ton of times, but I'm awake. Made a little bit of breakfast. I got leftover pizza. That's always good, right? Got a weird misshapen slice of leftover homemade chicken pesto artichoke pizza. Really delicious. I made the pesto myself from spinach out of the garden. Got my protein coffee with the milk all frothed up using my hand frother. Highly recommend. And then I got my book. So yesterday, like I said before I signed off, I didn't realize how late it had gotten, so I did read a little bit more past where I was. I read a total of 30 pages yesterday, but then my partner wanted to hang out, so I did that instead of reading for another half hour. That puts me page 82. I'm going to try to read 50 pages today. I'm going to try really hard. Since I don't have class, I'm going to go ahead and read for like 20 minutes this morning while I eat my breakfast, and then try to get a jump start. That I think I could do probably 15-20 pages while I do that, and that should set me up to hit that 50 pages for the rest of the day. So I forgot how many like creatures die. Like, I do know that famously there's like always a side character who you love who dies, and I think I remember which side. Well, no, I'm not sure who dies in this one, but there's like a lot of like secondary, like not even secondary, tertiary characters who die, like background characters. There's a lot of red shirts who die in these books, and also just like random villain fodder who die in the books because like there's a random eagle who eats them, and I've kind of forgotten that kind of stuff, which is pretty gruesome. But anyway, yeah, I'm enjoying it. Alrighty, so I haven't been doing a ton of updates so far today. I did read for, I don't know how long, but I read 30 pages of Mossflower. I'm now on page 110, which is great. My goal is to get 50 pages of this read today, and I wanted to front load it in the earlier part of the day. So now I probably will just need to read for like 20 minutes later on tonight, and I'll be good. I'll be on track, which is awesome. This book is funny. It's just one thing after another. As I'm reading it, I'm remembering more and more little plot points. They're coming back to me even though I haven't read this since I was in 5th or 6th grade. So anyways, that's been fun. And then after that, I started editing the day 1 portion of this vlog, since I had like 8 clips from, actually 9, because I also had some game footage. So like 9 clips I had to put in, and I decided, well, I should probably like work on that a little bit at a time as I go through the week, so it's not a huge massive project at the end of the week that I'm having to scramble to get done. And that, I think I spent about an hour and a half plus working on just that day 1 footage, and I suddenly understand why people are always talking about how editing like vlog content or like lifestyle content takes so much longer, because it does. Like when you have so many little clips and you need to do so many different types of edits to them, it really does take more time to get through all that, and it's just more time consuming than editing a sit down video where I just sit here and I talk about some books and it's done and dusted. So anyways, I did that basically instead of writing. Probably not the best use of my time. I really should have written, but I just really wasn't in the mood to write. Now I am gonna go work out. So today is cardio abs, Sydney Cummings again, of course, and honestly I'm not looking forward to it because cardio and abs are both like the 2 things I least enjoy doing, period. But I do recognize the usefulness of doing cardio and like having a good amount of cardiovascular like stamina. It really does help when you're lifting. So I gotta put in the time so that I can do the other things that I actually enjoy with, you know, heavier weights and longer frequency and better tempos and etc. So that's the trade-off. So here I decided to include a couple of minutes of me doing meal prep. That's kind of what I did in the evening. I wanted to keep it really simple. I'm not doing any recipes or anything. I'm just going to cook up some chicken, kind of using leftovers. I had some leftover chicken breasts and I had some leftover chicken thighs straight out of the freezer. And I'm going to go ahead and season all those with a little salt and pepper, which you can see here. I also put some cracked red pepper, some oregano, some parsley, and very shortly I'm going to add some, oh here it is, garlic. And this is like this really old container of garlic and it's completely solid, but I mean it still tastes like garlic, so I just kind of scrape it and loosen it up and keep using it. And then the next thing I'm working on here is the grains. So basically I do a protein, a grain, and a vegetable. This is farro, which is like one of those, I guess, kind of bougie ancient old world grains. It's my favorite grain just because the texture is like amazing. I've never had wheat berries, but I kind of suspect that farro is a little bit like wheat berries. It's kind of squeaky. It's really chewy, more chewy than like pearled barley. And it's just the granules stay really separate, and I just love it. I love putting it in pre-made or like meal prepped meals because it stays so good. And then here you can see me washing some asparagus. It's basically asparagus season here in the Pacific Northwest. So asparagus is starting to come down in price, and there is just a lot more available. So I'm clipping off the woody ends, and I'm just seeing out how much asparagus I have. I used about like 1.5 bunches. I don't know. It was almost 500 grams of raw asparagus. And what I'm going to do with this is grab a baking tray. I'm just going to spritz it with a little canola oil spray. Put the asparagus on there, season it. Again, I think I used salt, pepper, a little bit of cracked red pepper, and I think I might have put some oregano on it. And then I'm going to throw that in the oven with the chicken. The chicken's roasting for 40 minutes at 400 degrees. Put the asparagus in with it. And now here everything is cooked, and I weigh everything out just so that I can make each meal roughly the same size. Like I like to get them the same amounts and everything so they're just even. So I'm not like randomly eating only half a serving of vegetables one day and eating 1.5 servings another day, you know? So got that, weighing out the farro. Again, this stuff is so good. If you've never tried this grain, I highly, highly recommend it because it's so good. And you can eat it hot or cold. Like it tastes really good in cold stuff. Or if you want to make like a salad, like a green salad with like a grain mixed into it, it makes a really good mix-in for that kind of thing too. So just fussily portioning everything out because I'm just kind of like OCD about getting everything even. And then I am pulling out the chicken out of the oven, and since I had chicken breasts and chicken thighs, I just figured out how much I had of each so that I could again equally portion it out. That way I could get a little bit of each in every dish. And then I'm going to again weigh it all out to make sure that each one has about the same amount of chicken. And again, and also this way I don't have to like think about the meal. I just have the thing and it's delicious, and I don't have to count anything because I do track my calories, and I do track my macros because I'm trying to build muscle. So I work really hard to eat enough protein every day. And then at the last minute I decided to go ahead and add some hemp heart seeds to each dish. I just added like, I don't know, 6 grams, I think. So it's probably like a little over a teaspoon. This has become my new favorite mix-in. Adds a little omega-3s, adds some nuttiness, kind of like sesame seeds, but with way more nutrition. Yum. And what do you know, you're back at my desk yet again. So it is day 3. I was supposed to go to class today. I didn't because I was up kind of late with some personal stuff. And today's like a study hall, you know, it's week 9. We're just supposed to be working on our projects. And I'm like, why do I need to log into a Zoom call to work on my project? I can just work on my project. So anyways, slept in a little bit. I mean, like by slept in, I mean an hour. Got my 2nd cup of protein coffee. I've actually been editing. Like I woke up and I started editing pretty much immediately. Again, working on the previous day's footage of this vlog, trying to be productive. And then today I decided I wanted to add some like animated transitions to say day 1, day 2, which you will have seen already in this video. And I have never done that before, and I didn't know how to do it, so I had to teach myself how to do it. I realized it turned out super basic, but it's my first time doing it, okay? And that did take a while. I still haven't finished doing all the editing for like the meal prep portion of last night, but I'm working on it. I decided to take a break and eat some breakfast because I've been up for a while now, and I'm a breakfast person. I'm like, I eat food in the morning. So I'm gonna eat one of my little bowls that I prepped last night that you would have already seen in this vlog. Got my chicken and my farro and my asparagus, and I'm gonna go devour this and probably do more editing just so I wrap up that and I don't leave it like in the middle of what I'm doing, you know. And then I hopefully will try to do a little bit of reading. So I didn't have time last night to read any more of Mossflower, which means I only read 30 pages yet again. But hey, that's 60 pages in 2 days. That is more than I have been reading lately. So I'm gonna try to hit that 50 pages today though. That would get me to page 160, which would be pretty good. So we'll see. I'll check back in later after I've done more stuff.
Unless you need that help, really try and isolate it. Great work. So if you're only getting to your knees and you squeeze back in, totally fine. If you get lower, keeping your right posture, totally fine. Feel the stretch.
It's 8:30. Once again, I don't know where the day has gone. I guess I slept in a little bit, but I only slept in an hour. Drinking some iced tea I made. I've been doing cold brew iced tea, so I put the tea in cold water. I leave in the fridge. This time I left it in the fridge for 48 hours. It's perfect. I think this is Tazo's lemon strawberry green tea. It's just so refreshing and tangy. I'm drinking it with a little bit of, like about this much, lime sparkling water. Love it. Regarding doing things, I read 30 more pages of Mossflower this morning. Martin and company have finally set out from Brocktree? No, Brockhall into Brocktree. That's what it's called. They finally set out on their quest for Salamandastron. And like, dang, this book moves so fast. Just like every page, something new is happening. Like, the pacing is definitely a kid's action adventure book. Like, how quickly things happen and also how quickly problems are solved. Because like when they solved the riddle of how to find the map to Salamandastron, wow, they solved that easily. So I'm really reminded this is definitely a kid's book. But yeah, I mean, it's entertaining. I'm entertained. And then after that, I did play a little bit of Guild Wars 2. So I did that for a while, but then they had an update that forcibly logged me off. It's probably a good thing, otherwise I would have kept playing. And then I did a voiceover for this vlog in an earlier section that you will have already seen. First time I've ever done a voiceover, so sorry if it was terrible. I don't know. This vlog is just like chock full of things I have never done before. So it's really me experimenting, which is a thing I wanted to do with videos on my channel. So I do feel like this whole vlogging experience, like all the different aspects of it, definitely tie into the whole DotheThingAthon, right? Then after that, I worked out. Also, I have some clips of that in there, and I ate some dinner. It wasn't very exciting. It was like a ciabatta roll and a sliced tomato and some pork and mayo, and that was it. It was delicious, but it wasn't like Instagrammable, to be honest. I'm eating so many ciabatta rolls this week because I got a package of them on clearance at Freddy's, and they just seem good, so I'm like having one a week. I'm just kind of working them into my little meal, and I'm having the tomatoes because I love tomatoes, and I had a really good coupon for them this week, so I decided to go ahead and buy some. So I'm just like taking advantage of having tomatoes for the first time in like 6 months. Usually I only eat tomatoes when they're kind of in season-ish, or like when they're like actually out of the garden, because we grow a lot of tomatoes. And now it's probably closer to 8:40. I've probably got about 30 minutes to an hour of time before I'm gonna meet up with my partner and hang out. And I definitely want to get some more stuff done. So the easy answer would be I could just read for like 20-30 more minutes and get some more reading done. But I think I need to work on schoolwork since I didn't do any schoolwork yesterday. I do think that's the more important task I should be doing, even though I don't really want to. So basically, I could write a little bit more of my other short story I need to finish writing, or I could do some editing of the short story I finished writing on Monday. Actually, you know, I'm probably just going to do some writing. I'm probably just going to set a 10-minute timer, write, again, like 300 words, and see how I feel. That might be all I can really manage to do tonight, but at least it would be something. Let's do it. I definitely wish I had a wider lens so that I could get like my monitor and myself in the shot. But I don't have enough room to push the camera back, so I just can't do it. So sorry, watch my hands fly across the keyboard, I guess. Easy 10 minutes. I wrote 374 words on the second short story for my capstone, the one that's not finished. The one that I was estimating had about 4,000 more words to go on it. I feel pretty good about that. I think I want to make a little bit more progress in the story tonight, though, so I'm going to do another 10-minute timed write, and we'll see where we're at then. Nice. 20 minutes of writing, 760 words. So this story is just under 5,000 words total, and I'm feeling really good about that progress. Obviously, I do still have a lot more to write on this. I need to do this kind of like 700 words every single day for the rest of this week and into the weekend. But I have finally made some progress. I haven't been able to work on this short story in a couple of weeks. I've been kind of stumped on it, so yeah, it's good. And I did a thing. Next, I will go ahead and try to do a little bit more reading. I gotta check in with my partner, but it's only 9:05, so I think I have enough time to get those last 20 pages read, and then we'll have like kind of hit all of our targets for the day. Wouldn't that be cool? Not sure if I'll check in again today. And I think I might end this part of the vlog here, do like a part 1 and part 2 because of the length. We'll see.